It's a pleasure to have you back and welcome back on our Radio Samoa Breakfast Show this morning. Hope you're well.
Doing good, thank you. Looking into the winter season coming forward, we're all seeing the sun rising later in the day in the mornings and seemingly receding earlier in the evenings. That sign that winter's coming. Daylight saving, I think, coming soon as well. That
Mm,
changed the daylight saving. So winter coming towards us, but we can't change that. So we'll just make the best of it.
that's right. Yes, it is what it is. Hey. Well, Your Honourable, we've got some questions here to ask you. As of yesterday, we've heard that our Prime Minister has announced the support for those parents whose children are in the early childhood sector. Would you like to clarify more on that, please, Your Honourable?
Sure. So what was announced yesterday was Family Boost, which is a policy to subsidise and support parents and families with children in early childhood education. And that support is up to $75 a week of subsidy starting 1 July. Applications available from 1 September. And people apply to this through the MyIR, which is the Inland Revenue website and Inland Revenue system. And what we're wanting to do is we're recognising that parents are struggling with early childcare costs, or early childhood education costs, and yet also wanting or needing to be in the workplace to meet the cost of living, and yet early childhood education costs can be a burden as well. So we're wanting to ease that burden for families who have children, and we're looking at up to $75 a week to do that, up to a maximum of $180,000 if joint incomes are 180,000 or more, then the subsidy won't be there. And it will continue to rebate on a sliding scale, starting from incomes over 140,000. They'll start noting some rebatement. Up to that point, $75 a week, starting 1 July, is what we've been able to bring to the table.
So when is the government going to action that plan, please?
1 July is when it becomes effective. Applications through MyIR start on 1 September.
Awesome. So how does this policy reduce the barriers to education, Your Honourable?
Oh, well, where there's a significant hurdle or cost to early childhood education, parents and families will make a choice. Can they afford that? Can they still afford to be in employment? Or will they need to actually be at home and providing other sorts of childcares? And so we're wanting to give parents and families choice, giving them choice as to whether they can continue or indeed take up early childhood education so that they can fill out other parts of their life. We want to ease that burden so that young families have choice.
Awesome, awesome. So, what happens to the other centres? Because some of the centres they don't pay fees. So, how is the government going to deal with those centres, Your Honourable?
So the subsidy is reimbursement of invoices. And so if an invoice is not being offered, then there's nothing to reimburse. So it's paid retrospectively by quarter.
Right.
And so one would need to have an invoice to be able to receive that reimbursement.
Awesome. Thank you, Your Honourable. Well, I believe you had attended and had a good time, probably sometime last weekend, joining and enjoying our Pacifica Cultural Festival, which is also known as the Polyfest. Could you please provide more information about the government's response to it and shed some light on their plans for celebrating our 50th year anniversary next year?
Sure. So I find myself going from festival to festival, which means I clearly need to do more time on the treadmill because that otai and some of that stuff. Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
yeah?
that's just way too good. So started at the Northland Fusion Festival a few weeks ago. Then the PM and I were at the Pacifica Festival. We weren't able to go to Dunedin's Moananui or Rotorua's Pacifica or Canterbury's Polyfest, but I was at Auckland Polyfest last week. And that was just delightful. All those young people, their hope and their ambition. And as part of the opening address, I gave notice that the Ministry for Pacific People would be a sponsor, one of the sponsors for next year's Polyfest, which will be the 50th anniversary, as you commented on. During the opening remarks, or during the opening ceremony, if you like, the Marist College young ladies gave a performance, and that was just marvelous. And then I noticed they became the third winner, if you like. They were third on the Samoa stage. So, in fact, I took a snippet of that and put it on my Facebook post yesterday, actually, because it was just such a great performance. So, big shout out to them. Thank you for entertaining us so eloquently during that opening ceremony, and just totally loved Polyfest. Imagine this: it was put to me, the biggest secondary school cultural festival in the world is what's being put to me. How about that?
Awesome. Well, that's a pride of our Pacifica people, and it's just knowing that our students can still connect to their roots, and taking pride in their culture and their languages and everything about them and their identities. Well, thank you very much, Your Honourable Minister, for your time this morning. I believe that's our listeners and our viewers have heard you clearly. So thank you very much. And we'd just like to take this opportunity on behalf of Radio Samoa management and staff. I'd like to thank you, Your Honourable, for taking the time to share with us this morning. We pray that you will find a peaceful weekend as we're heading into celebrating one of the most memorable events in our Christian faith this week. So we hope to see you and hear you again more often on our Radio Samoa Breakfast Show. But as of now, thank you very much, Your Honourable, and have a blessed day and a blessed weekend ahead.
Kia pai tōra, have a great Easter as well.
So far.